What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal, Viral Gang? We back at y'all with another one. Shout out to all the Viral Way members. Share, like, subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You are now in tune with the best podcast in the world and the realest podcast on the net by far. As always, is your host that do the most, Mr. Viral himself, a.k.a. the villain, because they hate me for my opinion. And I got the squad in the building. What's the deal, y'all?
Man, what's happening? LBC Messiah the Great. Y'all know the rest, man. We in this bitch. Viral way or no way.
Here to lead the way.
And no way is okay.
Oh, show in the house, baby. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it.
Show, what's up, man? That's your intro. You got to come up with something catchy.
Hey, bro, you already know. Listen, group chat been going up since this morning, bro.
Put some prism in the ism, man.
Man, come on, man.
So as everybody knows by now, Hater World done responded to our response again. So if you're not up on what's going on, Hater World dropped a video about a day or two ago. And in the clip that I seen, they stated that blacks were holding Hispanics back in hip hop, saying that the blacks, they literally said the blacks only let you reach so far, and that's where they cut you off at. Basically, like, you know, we'll let you get a little successful, but we gatekeep the game and stop Hispanics from reaching Jay-Z or Nas or Kendrick levels, which was absurd. So, of course, I jumped out there and stepped for the culture because if anybody's familiar with what goes on in the culture, what happens a lot of times, people from our side, they like to play the middle. They don't like to be too offensive because they don't want to lose pieces of their fan base. Me, I just stand on the facts and I stand on the truth. So if I lose fans or we lose followers for sticking up for our race or sticking to the facts, so be it. That's not a fan that we really need. So I just watched Hater World's response, and we're going to break down all the lies and all the BS that he spewed. So first from the top, let me go ahead and say, shout out to all the Hispanics who reached out to us personally and said they don't fuck with Hater World. And Hater World does not represent the view of Hispanics. They saw through the bullshit. They saw through the fake cry for help, acting like we was being racist, even though they the ones who brought race up in the convo in the first place. So I definitely want to say shout out to all the Hispanics. And to address Hater World, trying to use Long Beach as a crutch to say that we dislike Hispanics because Long Beach and Hispanics in Long Beach and blacks are known to go to war, especially with the gang violence. There's a lot of racial tension with the gang stuff. So people like to use us being from Long Beach to create false narratives that we dislike Hispanics, which is 100% false.
Too far from the truth.
We've actually showcased Hispanics on the show.
Not even just that. And shout out to AD because we did the collab with Capone and don't get me wrong, was it crazy?
Mr. Capone.
Yeah, Mr. Capone. And shout out to them over there. Shout out to AD for that layup also. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no problem with Hispanics. We say this shit all the time. We got problems with people that got problems with us. That's where it ends and that's where it stops. So all these narratives, because we from the city, we from the beach, and we beefing with whatever we choose to deal with out here has nothing to do. I grew up since elementary around Hispanics. Had Hispanic girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? Been around and ate in Hispanic houses. From everything to chorizo, to the burritos, to everything else, nigga.
All that, bro.
Little vibe.
Nigga, I started eating the cucumbers with the hot sauce, nigga, with them.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you this. I lived in Watts for a long time, homie. I had Mexican neighbors, bro. I've been in Mexican households where I went to their house and I seen the shit paper in the wastebasket. That's how close I've been with the Mexicans, bro. So it ain't no funniness, bro. I've been locked in with them since we was yay high, homie.
Yeah, so like I was saying, stop using Long Beach as a crutch that saying that we dislike Mexicans. We showcased a Mexican, one of SVG's finest. We done had her literally on the show and done an interview with her name is Lil Vibe. We had Lil Vibe on the show, Lush One. We did a collab interview, showcased her talent, even though a lot of people from her own culture was not showcasing her talent. So shout out to Lil Vibe. Y'all can go look her music up. Y'all can go run the streams on that interview up. Not only did we have Lil Vibe on the show, me, myself, have jumped out there to defend parts of the Hispanic culture when my culture was speaking badly on certain parts of the Hispanic culture. I don't know if y'all seen a tweet, but there was a viral tweet of black females and Hispanic females going at it, and it turned into some racial stuff because one of the Hispanic females has started on a fitness journey. She posted her before and after, and someone from my culture came out there and made a derogatory comment along the lines of saying something like, "Oh, she still got a Mexican body" or something like that. And I jumped out there to defend the Hispanic woman and got on our women about, hey, stop making comments about other races' bodies and get your ass in the gym. Because if you look at our statistics, we ain't doing too good as far as the weight factor goes. And I got a lot of flack from my own people. So to sit here and say that we hate Hispanics, I don't know any person who hate Hispanics who would jump out there, get on his own people to defend Hispanics. Like, that would make literally no sense. But yeah, man, we finna get down to the facts about the BS that he said in his take. Number one, let's just be cut and dry. A large portion of the Hispanic population are racist towards blacks. Not everybody. Not everybody. So if the shoe don't fit, don't put it on. But we still gonna call a spade because the only way to get over these issues is to address them head on. People call us all type of derogatory names. They leave monkey emojis, watermelon emojis, all type of shit. Like, I get the wildest racist stuff in my DMs. And a large portion of Hispanic rappers, if not majority all, at least from LA and the surrounding area, are Southsiders. If you know anything about the Southsiders, they go to jail, they run with the whites. So on the streets, it's black and brown pride, right? We building, we doing this and that. But then when they go to jail, they run with the Woods. The racist Woods at that, the KKK. So if it's really black and brown, why are we not together when we go behind the wall? If we rocking with each other on the street like y'all say, why would you go against us behind the wall? We can't eat together. We can't share phones, tables, nothing. So where's all this black and brown when it really counts? When the real man is against both of us, but y'all go side with the ones that's against us. And this is only to the ones that fall under that regime because most of the rappers are under that. And so you got to just think about what I just said. Behind the wall, they don't fuck with us. They actually turn racist. But on the streets, we support them and bring them on the platforms, do features with them. Again, Kendrick had Lefty on his album to say 4 words. So for y'all to always reference that, I don't never hear nobody referencing any of Lefty's songs. So do y'all really even support your own rappers? Nope. Because whites and Hispanics are the largest consumers of hip hop. You go to the concerts, it's mainly whites and Hispanics. So whites and Hispanics are running up the most streams and they're buying the most music, they're buying the most merch. So if Hispanic rappers are not selling, that would mean the Hispanic audience is not supporting. Like I said, when y'all reference Lefty, because he's one of y'all forefront leaders, y'all never mention his actual songs. Y'all never mention his actual body of work, including Hater World. The only thing he referenced from Lefty, crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. That's it. That's all. So how much do you really support your own people? And y'all can jump in whenever y'all want to.
I know they brought up Peso also. And it's even more crazy that they can sit on there and you can have a man that's as black as me sitting there and they talking about blacks and he's speaking as if he's not black. That is crazy work when you see that. Just watching the video, it's like, nigga, you're talking about yourself, which makes no sense to me. And even on top of that, it was just like, he said a lot of things about, how should I say, I don't mean everybody as far as blacks, and then you keep naming WAC 100. You should have just left it at WAC 100. You saying we shouldn't include all Hispanics or we shouldn't do this when this was really what you're doing. You were including all blacks when you say blacks plural with an S.
And he capped about WAC 100. The only reason he tried to flip it and say it was about WAC because he started reading comments and the comments said, well, WAC went up there and marked y'all out. That's why the first thing he had to say was, man, people think they could play with us because we didn't go up on WAC, but I was trying to keep it peace. No, you wasn't. You got marked out like he said. It wasn't about WAC. You said the blacks. You said the blacks. And to sit here and say WAC is lying about what he said, you are a motherfucking lie. You know how y'all politics work. Y'all get taxed. When you go to jail, you get taxed. That's why WAC said, I just wouldn't sign a Southsider because you got to deal with those politics. He didn't say I wouldn't sign a Hispanic. That's the part y'all left out. He said, I got no problem doing business with Hispanic. I got a problem doing business with Southsiders because of the gang aspect, which I pointed out earlier. Y'all go to jail and y'all turn racist. and y'all run with the KKKs behind the wall. So how could I sign you and you really feel like fuck me? And we all know this. Even though it's probably some Southsiders, and it is on the street, that fuck with us because you got a little more leeway, but behind the wall, it ain't no leeway. You got to ride with your people. And the large majority of your people say, fuck us. And even us knowing that, we still doing business with y'all. How many Southsiders do we see come on these black podcasts? From back on Fig to Fig Community World. I mean, you just run down the names of people supporting y'all, even though that is still a fact. Y'all even had old boy from Paramount, who was at Swifty Blue, say he wouldn't even sign to a black. So how are we holding you back when the representatives that rap from your culture literally said out of their own mouth, I wouldn't even sign to a black. So even if we wanted to put you in position, y'all would turn it down simply because we're black. But then turn around and say we're not racist.
Yeah, but it was also a crazy point because it was just like, he said in that reaction, like, well, I could have worded it different. If you felt like you could have worded it different, then you felt like you said something wrong or you didn't get the push that you thought you was going to get from it. So it was like, what do you mean you could have worded it different? For what? And then you said it's dialogue, or why not ask why I feel that way? Why didn't you just explain why you felt that way? Because it's clear as day. It was no point to ask why or nothing else about dialogue. Come sit down and talk about it. You should have just explained it right then and there. I feel like this and this, et cetera, and that would have been the end of the whole conversation. But it's like to name everything else and to backpedal on it, that shit just don't make no sense at the end of the day.
He definitely backpedal on it. And when it comes to like Hispanic raps, it's like the same thing about the WNBA. You know how they say the WNBA need to make this type of money. They need to support it. They need the sponsorship. It's the women that don't even sponsor or even promote the WNBA. So how do you expect them to succeed? It's the same thing with hip hop for the Hispanics culture. I've been around essays my whole life, bro. They still bumping NWA. They still bumping Eazy-E. They still bumping Pac, Bone Thugs and Harmony. I don't even hear them bumping their own music like that. So you can't expect us to support y'all when y'all not even supporting yourselves in that part of the, you got to at least dominate your area before you want everybody else to support you. So at the end of the day, bro, you talking about we not doing our journalism, y'all got to step up y'all part of the hip hop culture. Then you backpedaled and said, we haven't looked up the journalism. We wasn't even checking for you, bro. It just so happened to come up. We not running down Hater World like that, bro. We not even looking into you like that, fam. And it could have been a conversation, but at that point, you need to word yourself right then, fam. At that point.
Anytime somebody got to say I worded it different, you're not standing on what you said. You notice how I'm not saying I should have worded it different? No, I meant every single word I said in that first response. I meant every word I said. I don't got to backtrack and, I really meant this. No, I meant exactly what I said. You're getting bad publicity and the backlash is hitting harder than you thought it would. So now you're trying to clean it up. Now you're trying to say, I worded it different. This was about whack. No. There's an old saying, when people show you who they are, you should believe them. And then we see what you're doing. You're trying to virtue signal to the Hispanics talking about we called out all Hispanics. We dissed all Hispanics. We dissed all Hispanic rappers. No. I literally said shout out to the good Hispanic rappers. Shout out to the Hispanics who rock with the culture, who respect the culture, who fuck with the culture wholeheartedly. The ones who've been reaching out to us in the DMs saying we stand behind what y'all saying. Hater World is talking bullshit. And this is coming from Hispanics telling us that. So, bro is really like on bullshit. Anytime somebody got to go out and try to virtue signal a whole entire race to go against us, because that's a trigger. That's like people are easily triggered. So if you say like somebody's black is dissing all Hispanics, half the time people not even gonna look. They just gonna take what you say for face value. So he's trying to rally the Hispanics up, which was a complete lie because we never dissed all Hispanics. I personally said, fuck whoever said that on the podcast. I didn't even necessarily say fuck you because I didn't watch the whole clip. Like you kept saying, watch the whole clip. Watch the whole clip. I said, whoever said it, fuck whoever said it. That was including the black Southsider. Come to find out, you backed up what he said, so it was fuck you too at that point. It's not like I'm picking and choosing.
They tried to use the tattoo artist as the comparison. It's like, bro, ain't nobody spoon feeding y'all. We not spoon feeding y'all, bro. Just step it up, bro. Just be more talented. Straight up, bro. At the end of the day, talent sells. Can't nobody hold you down if you got that skill set, fam. Can't nobody hold you down.
Good music is like dope. It's gonna sell itself.
Exactly.
There is no denying it, long as it's cut right. So it doesn't matter where you come from, white, black, Hispanic, anything else. If you make good music, you got good music. Are the ones that are prospering, do they have a problem with that? Y'all think Peso got a problem with that right now? He eating in the rap industry? So it's like, I don't know, cuz.
And here
that
goes
should just be weird.
another point, failed point he tried to make. He tried to reference us being on No Jumper, and he tried to use Myron response to us being on No Jumper to show we don't do our homework.
The goofiest nigga Myron.
First of all, you use the goofy.
A nigga that fake like he fuck with blacks and don't like blacks.
He's black himself and hates himself. That's number one. You use the goofiest self-hate nigga to make a point.
He not even welcome.
Yeah, I don't even know what he is. That nigga black.
But look,
Like
this what he
Indian or
did.
something.
We went to No Jumper to represent us. We didn't go to talk about Brick Baby and his paperwork and the RICO. So when they asked me, did you read Brick Baby's paperwork? I told them, no, I don't care about reading it. Why? Because I didn't come there to go step by step and go in depth and tear apart his paperwork about what he's facing in the RICO because I didn't give a fuck. So I shut the whole topic down. So if you would have done some research, you would have known that's not what our platform is built on. You keep saying, oh, it's okay to have dialogue. Our entire platform is based on dialogue. Then another false point he made. Every time I see them, they crying or whining about
Playing
something
victim.
or playing victim.
Yeah.
The man literally sat there for 5 minutes straight playing victim, saying blacks are holding them back. If that ain't playing victim, what is? Because when blacks say the man is holding me down, the man got his boot on my neck, they say stop playing victim. We get on the platform and tell people, don't blame the man. Don't blame the system. Don't blame the obstacles. Find a way to get around it, to get over the hump, and be successful anyway. So maybe you should start doing your journalistic homework because you would know our platform from day one literally tells our people to stop playing victim. We don't believe in being victims. We'll make somebody a victim if it come to that, but we don't believe in being the victim. So you literally sat there for the entire clip playing victim. How can blacks hold you back? Really, you're scared to go at the Jews. Let's just be real. I'm going to say it. That's what it is. Y'all think it's, oh, we just going to go at the blacks because they more accepting of disrespect. It's low-hanging fruit. You go at the Jews, it's anti-Semitic. This is why I called y'all out on the race shit. Because to sit here and say the blacks are holding me back, you can't say the Jews are holding me back. Why? Because they going to put that belt to ass. They going to push that button and shut your shit down and say it's anti-Semitic.
Yep. So
to the responses that I seen of people trying to play the middle, I don't like that shit. I don't give a fuck. Because this is another thing he did. He know that we cool with Flacco, and he know that we cool with Rios. So he tried to use the divide and conquer tactic. He tried to say, yeah, I like Rios' response. I like Flacco response. I know you did. Because they was a little softer on the ears than we were. Flacco is going to play the middle on anything because he's content over everything. So he's not trying to agitate his viewers, which is why he used our post, because he really felt what we were saying, but he didn't want to be the one to say it. And Rios, his whole image is being the peacemaker, being the middleman, bringing people together. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take the two hotheads, and I'm going to be the cooler head in the middle. I'm going to bring y'all together. I don't like that stance on this topic because y'all specifically went at the race. So at that point, it ain't no respect. I kept seeing, oh, yeah, we can all have our opinions, but why the disrespect? Once you go at the race, it ain't no respect. It's not supposed to be respectful. You're not supposed to like my response after that. Like, what part of that don't you understand? I'm not coming at you respectful after you just basically diss my whole fucking race, talking about we holding y'all back and we hate Hispanics. Like, come on, cuz, knock it the fuck off.
Nah, that's facts.
Not facts though, bro. And again, you just said it right there. We have no skin in the game, bro. It's the Jew people that you need to get after, bro. If you really want to come down to it.
It's
who writes the contracts?
They do.
Who owns the record labels?
They do.
Who has the budgets?
They do.
Who puts the money behind the singles?
They do.
Why you not going at them? You niggas, you scared to death. I ain't even gonna keep calling you niggas. You scared to death. And then let's just talk about another fact. How are blacks holding Hispanics back in rap in LA specifically?
They outnumber us.
Not only do they outnumber us, the Hispanics own and run the radio stations. We did a whole clip
Power
on that.
106,
So you
yeah.
should have did your homework because we did a whole clip, a whole segment on who owns Power 106, one of the largest radio stations in LA. Hispanics do. So why are they not playing your music? Why are they not playing your artists? Why are they not interviewing your artists? Why are you not going at your people who run the radio in LA that's not even playing y'all? You blaming the blacks? And the blacks are the only ones giving y'all publicity. The black podcasters are the ones giving y'all publicity. But you won't go at the big wigs who actually signing and writing the checks. It got so bad, we had the last shot at Power 106 for them to bring Fig Munity in. Now, whatever they did behind the scenes, I don't know. I'm not privy to. Shout out to them. But a lot of creators, a lot of the voices from our community was upset that, hey, how the fuck are you a rap station in LA and y'all really don't play us like that? It's like one or two artists that y'all play. And then some of that shit don't even be rap music. So how are we holding y'all back? Like, come on, like, make it make sense. Y'all can jump in whenever y'all want. Y'all know I'm long with it. I'm a gas all day.
Yeah, you know, I don't like to give niggas that much energy anyway. Everything was already said that needed to really be said. It's not really nothing else that I could really think of other than that. Like,
I'm calling a spade, bro.
Well,
Period, point blank.
Man, listen, support themselves. Like you just said, you just named Power 106. Used to, growing up, Big Boy was on there. Nothing but rap.
even if this was a content play, even if they was just trying to ruffle some feathers, that wasn't the way to do it. I don't know what the fuck was going on over there at the end of the day. And like you said, we're gonna see it for what it is, and that's just how it's gonna be at the end of the day. Because other than that, you ain't saluting, you hating. And that goes for anything.
How do you say we playing a race car when your clip started with the blacks are holding Mexicans back? Show me a clip where blacks randomly just sit around and start just talking about the Mexicans. And let's just be real. Because y'all like to say, oh, we ain't racist, this and that. And it's not about the whole race. But I posted a fight that happened on Easter on the podcast page. It was a Hispanic family. No blacks had nothing to do with it. Go read those comments. I want everybody that's watching this, go to the VwP podcast, go start reading those comments and see how racist that those comments got from a lot of the Hispanic people who jumped in the comments. We didn't even have nothing to do with the fight. They start bringing up Carmelo Anthony. They start talking about, well, at least we not shooting like the blacks. The couple blacks who was leaving comments, they going under the black comments, leaving monkey emojis, calling them all type of racist, derogatory names. And this was a Hispanic fight. And somehow we became the butt of the racist jokes in the comments that had nothing to do with us. So, like, let's be for real, bro. Address your people who make it seem like y'all are racist. If y'all not. This is why I said salute to the Hispanics who reached out personally and DM'd us and left comments saying that, man, we rock with y'all. We all don't feel that way. He don't speak for us. They called you a goofy. They can see through your bullshit, bro. Nobody's buying what you're saying. Point blank, period.
Next subject.
Yeah, for real. That's it. That was it.
Far away or no way. Y'all make sure y'all share, like, subscribe to the channel. Oh, and before, one last thing. You asked why we didn't reach out. So you can explain what you meant. Like I said, when people show you who they are, believe it. I'm not reaching out after you sat there and said your true feelings. What you said in that clip was exactly how you felt. You can't explain to me you felt some type of other way. Otherwise, however you really felt, like bro said, it would have been explained in the clip. So no, I'm not reaching out after you done disrespected the race, nigga. It was fuck you then, it's still fuck you now, period. The viral way.
2 hands, 2 feet, like you
the
said.
viral way, bang.